Let's take a look at the state of this race. Some new battleground state polling we've been talking about here this morning. In New Hampshire, the latest Boston Globe Suffolk University poll shows Joe Biden holding a 10-point lead in the state, 51-41. In Georgia, that poll I mentioned a minute ago, the latest Quinnipiac University poll shows Joe Biden ahead by 7 points, 51-44. In North Carolina, the latest New York Times Siena College poll has the two candidates in a statistical tie, with Joe Biden at 46%, President Trump at 42%. In the state of Ohio, the Quinnipiac poll shows another statistical tie, with Joe Biden at 48%, Donald Trump at 47%. The latest NBC News Wall Street Journal poll gives Joe Biden an 11-point lead nationally among registered voters. That's 53-42%. Vice President Biden leads by 87 points among black voters, by 36 points among Latino voters, by 26 points among women, by 23 points among voters under the age of 34, by 19 points among white college-educated voters, and by 10 points among senior citizens. The president, he leads here, 21 points among white voters without a college degree, by 5 among men, and by 4 among white voters. So, Joe, as we talk about all of these in total, and as you were discussing that the Trump campaign wants to get out those voters, get out that base, white non-college, even if they do that, look what it's come at the expense of. The senior voters, again, in this NBC poll, he's down by 10 points. He's trailing heavily in places where he won last time. It'll be very difficult for him to win, down 10 points among seniors and getting clobbered among women, particularly among suburban women.
Well, and see, that's the thing. You're right. There's always a trade-off, and we've talked about it for a couple of years. For every non-college educated white voter that he gets, he's turning off a suburban voter in the suburbs of Atlanta. For every non-college educated white voter he gets by saying something that others would consider outrageous, if you're just generalizing these poll numbers, he loses a senior citizen. For every super spreader event, he loses a senior citizen in the suburbs of Atlanta. And that, Willie, is the problem. You take a state like Georgia, I don't think it's 7 points, but I'll tell you what, I haven't seen a poll with Donald Trump ahead in Georgia for a couple of months. It's been tied. He's been up 1, or Biden's been up 1, Biden's been up 2. That state is deadlocked. And the reason why is Democrats used to win in Atlanta. Republicans would always win in the suburbs of Atlanta. And then we would win, obviously, out in the rural parts. That's not the case anymore. Now it's Atlanta versus the rest of the state because the Atlanta suburbs are breaking Democratic because of Donald Trump. And other areas are breaking that way as well. And I want to say this, too. When I talked, Willie, about that conversation I had with a Trump strategist a couple of years ago, he said he would bet me any amount of money that Donald Trump would be sitting at 15-20% among black voters. I said, I'll take that bet. Right now, he's at 4% in the poll that came out last night. Hispanics, we also heard how he was going to overperform with Hispanics. Right now, this poll shows him sitting at about 26% among Hispanics. He's got to do a lot better than that to win. George Bush, I think, ended up at 42, 43, 44% back in 2004. So these aren't numbers of a winning candidate. And Mika in North Carolina, I'll tell you what North Carolina reminds me of. I remember back in 2012 cheering for Mitt Romney and looking at Ohio every day, and one poll after another had Obama up 2, Obama up 3, Obama up 4, Obama up 3, Obama. It was stubborn for months. Obama held a 2, 3, 4-point lead, and it was so frustrating. That's what Trump people have to be thinking when they see those North Carolina numbers. Biden has held a stubborn 2, 3, 4-point lead throughout the campaign.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.